It's recordings.com का ना और तो तुम रह नहीं सब where are you right now?
Orlando. I'm training here, Advan Healthcare. It's like
Mr. Sunil
uh,
rematch show.
no, it's match like proper match, normal match.
No, we didn't hear about it. It was like, was it like very? But
It was kind of like that. Because I wanted to stay low key a bit.
okay, 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 makes sense. So let's start for the Rakhnazipo.com then. Let them join. We'll start the session in like 1 minute, okay? Let people join in and then we'll start. Okay, I think we should start. Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Muhammad Azam and I am the host of this podcast. Welcome back to another episode. Today I've got a very special guest, Dr. Waleed Zeb. He is a Hebron Medical College graduate and currently working in training in the US. He also worked as a researcher in the Yale University. We're going to speak to him about his career, about his journey, about things that he is doing in medicine and things that he does outside the medicine. And we're just going to have a very raw and organic conversation with him. Dr. Waleed Zain, thank you so much for taking our time.
Thank you very much, Azam. I appreciate.
How are you doing and where are you right now?
So I'm in the world currently. I'm happy to be here, and I'm currently in the U.S. I'm in Orlando, Florida, and I'm with my friends. I was just chatting with them, and I took an excuse for a while, and they were like, "Okay, so you're gonna meet your juniors." So I'm happy to be here. I love sessions like these, which encourage some some constructive feedback and some input from people who have been through the journey that you guys are on. And I'm happy to be here. I would say it's a privilege to be amongst people like you guys who are very enthusiastic about what their future would look like. So, thank you very much for having me. And it's a wonderful day to be talking about our journeys and sharing our stories.
Yeah. A lot of people here don't know about you. So how do you generally these days introduce yourself?
Okay, so my introduction. I am Waleed. I'm a graduate of Khyber Medical College. I spent 5 years in Khyber Medical College. It has been a tremendously transformative journey. I loved every moment of it. and I've been a part of certain organizations like IFMSA. I'm happy that I laid the foundation for medicine interest group at my college. So it was fun. Till third year, it was a lot of extracurricular work, like different societies, like dramas, like acting, like maybe even competitions outside the medical college. And then fourth and final year has been mostly studies, step exams, research, more of elective rotations and stuff like that. So it was a bit tough, but I would say that was also a journey where I learned a lot about myself. I discovered a lot of new things. I think it was totally worth it every second that I spent learning new things, studying, going out of my comfort zone, and actually being there for myself. I think it really helped me. And after my medical school ended, I worked in research with a supervisor of mine and some amazing people at Yale University in the US. And then I also had the pleasure of doing some clinical rotations. And then at the same time, I I've been doing other stuff, and I've been traveling a lot with my friends in Pakistan. I've been to a lot of places in the north of Pakistan in the past 3 to 4 months. I would say it has been the most joyful time of my life. So currently, I'm in the US. Alhamdulillah, every moment, every second, I think it's a gift from God, and I truly am grateful for everything that I have accomplished so far. And I think life doesn't end there. There is a lot to do. So I'm excited, just as you guys are. So we are young, and let's see which way the wind blows and which way our life takes us.
Yeah. You were speaking about your professional things, about your medicine, and about the things that you have done in your career. But then again, tell us something about yourself that is not on your resume, not on your CV, but if there's a small detail about you that you would want to mention, what is that?
Yeah. Thank you for asking this question. I think a lot of people know me as someone who is always taking the next step exam or doing some studies, or I don't know, like sitting in the library. I have been there. I've done that in my third year, fourth year, and some portion of final year as well. But beyond that, honestly, I've been doing a lot of other stuff. I've been traveling a lot. I I really like physical fitness, and I think it's a very important part, especially if you are a doctor and you know how important physical health is and mental health is. So I spend a lot of time in physical activities like taking long walks. Yesterday we took like almost 3 hour walk, and it was like almost 2 hours, and then in the sun of Florida, and then spend time in the swimming pool like almost 2 to 3 hours sometimes, and then I spend like time in the gym with my friends. So it's a lot of other activities, and I think it's important as studying medicine is. And I think we study medicine to have a good quality of life, and I think you have to make certain choices at this time, which would become habits. So your actions every day, like the actions that you take, something that you take lightly, it is very likely that it's going to become a habit. So I try to, I'm not saying I'm the best at everything, but I try to take time out for my friends. I always chat with them. I always like to be outside, like to learn stuff from new people. I have not been reading a lot of books recently. I kind of diverged from that, and have been more outside than inside in my room or my apartment. So, but I learned a lot from people recently, and from my travel, and from my the physical fitness and all this stuff. So yeah, so I do a lot of other things as well. It's not just medicine. It's not just studies. It's not just research. And believe me, I haven't done any research or any papers in the past, I think maybe 6 months, just because of the transition into training and then a lot of other stuff going on in my life. So, yeah.
Like, exactly, you were mentioning the transition. If you look back at your 5 years, 6 years, right? there's always this journey. There's always, this constant stepping up and achieving one thing and then moving on to another thing. And you must have, different memories from the past as well. I want to understand how has the journey been for you. We cannot dive deep into it because we cannot summarize the whole 7 years, 8 years journey into a little time frame. But I mean, I wanted to get a certain glimpse of your mindset, how what keeps you going, what you know because if you are going towards life, if you are passionate about something, there's always a light coming towards you. You are always looking at the end of the tunnel. So what keeps you pushing, what keeps you walking, what keeps you going? There has to be something. I want to understand your mindset. Tell us more about that.
Amazing, thank you. That's a brilliant question, and I think uh, a lot goes into everyone's journey, and I think everyone's journey here is unique as mine is, and I think personally, I have owned my journey. If I've done anything, I've done it with a huge heart, with an open heart. I've been open to failures. I've been open to um, and I have seen a lot of failures. I've seen a lot of mishaps happening. I've seen a lot of stuff happening. A lot goes into one's life, so stuff goes on with friends, with family, in your academics, in a lot of stuff. So personally, I think what keeps me driving is the end goal. Looking at the end goal. Okay, where do I want to reach? And I think everyone here has. I'm sure everyone has some end of journey vision in their life. Even if you don't make it, even if you don't make it intentionally, you sometimes might be thinking of a place where you are. Okay, you imagine in your mind, I'll be with my family, and then I'll have this house, and I'll be you know enjoying around, or maybe with kids, or maybe with siblings, or my family and stuff like that. So I think if you keep that end goal in your mind, things become not easier but tolerable. Things become achievable, and even if you then face failure, or even if they then, because the path is not going to be straight, it's not going to be as easy as you would wish. So I think for myself, I personally have been through a lot, uh, uh, and I think everyone does. So what has helped me is waking up every day and being grateful to God for everything that you have got. And I think that's something very, very important, gratitude in life. Because if you're grateful for what you have, it's natural that you would be performing really well in your daily life activities, in your daily life struggles, in your academics, in your studies, with friends, with family, and everyone around you would feel better. If you're a person who is always complaining about, oh, being alone, away from your family, being abroad, or being in maybe in your country, you're like, oh, I have lack of resources, or I'm not getting what I should get or what I deserve. So I think gratitude is is envisioning the end goal. Where do you actually want to reach? And I would also want to touch upon some, because I think religion is a huge part of my life, and faith. So what I would say is it's God's promise. وَأَلَّيْسَ لِلْإِنسَانِ إِلَّا مَا سَعَى. You are only going to get the fruit for what you actually strive for. So you're not going to get anything easily or without any effort for that. So I think at a certain point you come to realize that life is not easy. Life is not a bed of roses like we have been hearing all our lives. It's a journey where you have to struggle every day, where you have to push every day, where you have to wake up every day and actually get out of bed and do it. So one of my seniors gave me this really good advice to just pretend. Even if you don't want if you even if you don't like your work, just go there and just pretend that you like it. It's not going to change. You cannot change your career at this point. You can, but you cannot change it every day. And let's say if you go to the hospital and you don't like the environment there, and you change your career, you spend 1 year and do something else and to get another degree, and now you're in another workplace and you still don't like it, then what are you going to do, right? So I think at a certain point you come to realize, okay, this is the hospital, these are my patients, I have to see them, I have to do it. That's all. And even if I have to wake up early, even if I have to leave late, even if I have to sacrifice something for it, because this is something you chose. And in a profession like this, which is so noble, where you are actively helping people, I think any sacrifice would be worth it. And of course, not at the cost of your physical or mental health or anything like that, but at the same time, I think sacrifices has to have to go into the end goal that you want to achieve, right? So to summarize, I would say, you know, an easy fix is, if you don't like studying in the library, just pretend, just pretend that you like it. Just sit there, spend 5 6 hours, and then just go out and give you reward yourself at the end of 6 hours. Just go out, maybe have a burger, which is unhealthy, but still I think once a week is fine. And then maybe just go out with friends or take a walk or something, and then don't study for the next 4 hours and enjoy. So I think you just have to push yourself. There is no, I have not found a quicker or easier or any alternative. If someone does, just let me know. You cannot chat GPT your life. You can chat GPT a question, but not your life. You cannot put your life into chat GPT and it gives you a tabulated form of the schedule and everything. And it might give it to you, but it cannot make you do it, right? You have to do it. It doesn't have the power. If it does, I would want to purchase that. Just let me know then. But I'm willing to put any money into it. But
I think that
I
we'll
I
have to
think
get the premium version of ChatGPT for that.
yeah, yeah. Any premium, I can put all my savings into getting that premium version if it helps me push and just makes me do things. So I would say, just keep pushing, keep being there for yourself, keep being honest with yourself. I think a lot of it has to do with being honest with your time, with your schedule, with the money that you're investing in yourself. You could have done anything else. You're a young person, you could have been anywhere, you could have done any degree, you could have done any physical work or mental work. So if you decided to come here and do this and study that one book, one question bank, or that one exam, or maybe whatever, I think then you should do it really with a huge heart. And if you don't, just decide, okay, I'm not doing this, just quit and do something else. Take the other exam, go somewhere else, take that other degree or that course. But if you're stuck here, if you decided to be stuck here, I think then the best way is to just keep pushing and reach the end goal. Just don't leave everything in the middle and keep being no, you cannot reach your end goal keeping one foot in one ship and in one boat and the other one in another one. You're going to fall down. So I would say is just be focused and be very intentional with your time and your schedule. And I think it would help to some extent. I have not found an easier way or maybe an alternative or some quick fix, but this is just and I think everyone knows this. You just have to apply this in your daily life and it helps. It literally helps. You have to go out of that comfort zone every single time. Okay, I just woke up, I haven't slept enough, but I still have to go do some exercise. Just wake up, wash your face, do 5 minutes of exercise, and then you might be able to do one complete hour just because you took that first step. You woke up, you got there. Now you wouldn't want to go back to bed because you sacrificed a lot. Why the heck would you go back to bed just after 5 minutes of exercise? So this is how I think, kind of like the positive feedback. You take one step and then the next 100 steps become very easy. So just you start working, you start studying, you spend the first 15 hours in library, you reach there on time. The next 5 hours is easy. It is the first thing that's difficult, the first step that's difficult. So approaching the person the first time, that's difficult. Making it very intentional, both professionally and otherwise as well. So you got to be careful with
Yeah, I get that. We're speaking about destination and then walking towards it and then, finding ways to reach your destination. But then there is this concept of destination addiction as well. We want to reach a point, and then when we reach there, then we want to find something else and then go and climb that. So life is always like this. It's like we climb one mountain, and then there's another mountain, and then there's another mountain. Wherever you are right now, wherever you are, wherever the the point of life that you are in right now. Uh, I mean, looking back and looking forward, do you see another mountain? And how do you feel about the mountain that you have just climbed? I mean, what are
Yeah,
you
this
what
is
is
a very
something
good
that you're
point.
looking forward to, and then what is something like how do you feel about the things that you have left behind?
Yeah, I would just quickly want to add something quick thing. Like I mentioned earlier, faith is a huge part of our lives, and the end goal for us is ila sidratil muntaha. You are going to reach your God. That's when we die is inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Right? Our end goal is to reach there, and you have to keep that vision in mind. And everything that you do is just like microatoms and electrons, protons, and whatever going into that journey and helping you reach there. At the end of the day, if you fail an exam, okay, it was just another exam. I failed it. Let's do it again. Let's do this other thing. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of life. It's you still have time. You still have resources. You still have your mental capacity intact. Everything is going good. Maybe you feel low for a while, but it's just it's a part of life. And also the destination addiction thing. So if you have that end goal in mind, I think that really helps keep keeping the faith and keeping it very real, because you know that becoming a doctor is not the end. It's not the ultimate destination for you, or becoming a resident, or becoming a president, or becoming a chief medical officer, or whatever, or the CEO of a company, or maybe becoming a father, or becoming a mother, or becoming whatever. So it doesn't end there. There is always something else to do. And until and unless you have breath here last and you have died, there is always that constant struggle towards being the best. God likes stronger. Is kind of a hadith as well in the riwayat, where it says that uh, खुदा को जो strong Muslims होते हैं, they or and kind of like strong in mentally, physically, academically, he likes them more because they are striving, because they are learning every day, because they are putting in the work. They're not lazy. God doesn't like lazy people. If you're a lazy person, always sitting there doing nothing, just because, oh, I already have everything figured out, or my parents have done everything for me, why should I struggle or do anything else? I don't think that's a good approach to life. So keeping the end goal in mind, and I think everything that goes into it. And in that sense, I'm bringing a lot of religion into it, but in that sense, if you do everything intentionally with that intention, that eventually you have to face God, eventually you have to be answerable for everything, I think everything that you do then actually is ibadah. Actually is something that you would get ajr for, even if you're going to the hospital now, even if you're studying, even if you're with family, because your end goal, innamal a'malu binniyat, it's all in the intentions that you put towards doing that work. There could be two people working in the hospital doing the same thing, but one of them is just earning money and the other one is earning money as well as a lot of ajr, because the intention is different, the reason they're doing is different, the rationale is different. So you have to set your rationale very straightforward. This is why I'm doing this. And a lot of people might have this question, or like maybe I have been asked this question, or maybe like, what keeps you going, or what is your motivation? I would say it's not being the best doctor. It's not being the president of the hospital, or making a lot of money, or like getting that cruise, or or yacht, or getting that sports car. It's always um, in my mindset, although it fluctuates a lot. I'm not saying I'm the best again, but what I'm trying to say is it's very easy to just tell yourself that at the end of the day, uh, everyone, let's say, hopefully yeah, if I'm a Muslim, I have to face God at a certain point, whenever that is. So I have to make sure that, okay, he will accept my mistakes, he will oversee that, but I have to do everything intentionally enough that that he actually acknowledges it, that okay, you went to the hospital, you did that work, you gave that charity, you helped that other person with the intentions that it will come back to you, and with the intentions that it was actually what God wanted you to do. So it's that easy. If you have to choose between two things, sleeping or going, getting up and studying, or going out or doing something, just ask yourself, what would God want you to do at this specific moment? And I told you, it doesn't like lazy people. And it takes 1 minute to just decide, get up, and just go get it done. That's simple. Once you get up, once you go there, once you go to that meeting, that conference, join that meeting, the next 50 minutes become easy. You're just there, you're listing that. So it's always, again, it's always the first step that's difficult, but keeping that end goal in mind helps a lot.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I really like your insight. I also want to talk about the professional, area of the medicine, internal medicine. Why are you interested in internal medicine specifically, or any other specialty, or what basically interests you specifically in medicine then?
Yeah. So I like internal medicine because it's a lot of patient interaction, it's a lot of talking to people, it's a lot of encouraging people to make good choices in life. If you're seeing patients in clinic, and let's say they have diabetes and they're not exercising, they're not eating well, or they're not making good choices, medicine, a lot of it is preventive medicine, and a lot of it has to do with prevention of diseases than treating it, because prevention is all that it starts with. So uh, I like it because it's a lot of patient interaction. I respect all my surgical colleagues, and they're doing the God's work. They're doing amazing work. But at the same time, I would rather want to be with the patient in before they have caught a disease, or before they have had a complication of their disease. And of course, if patients present to you in the hospital with a complication already of, let's say, diabetes or heart failure, and now it's exacerbated and it's acute, you have to treat it, of course. But at the same time, again, once you have treated that, again it goes to, for the patient, taking medications regularly. It's very collaborative. Almost every system is involved, almost every body system, like the kidneys are involved, the lungs are involved, the bladder is involved, the GI system is involved, the heart is involved in almost every. If you're giving a medication, you have to be careful about the side effects and stuff like that, and you have to make sure that you just if a patient comes to you with kidney stone, you don't just fix the kidney stone, do lithotripsy and send the patient home. No, you look at, okay, does the patient have heart failure, does the patient have diabetes, does the patient have peripheral disease, or whatever, is the patient and on the right medications for that. So I love internal medicine because it's a lot of it's kind of like saving the patient from going to the surgeon, saving the patient from going to the oncologist, saving the patient from going to the urologist, from going to the cardiologist or whatever. So if you do that, and if you do that well, I think medicine is very fruitful. It's amazing. You cannot imagine how wonderful it can be for people, and how transformative it can be for people if you encourage them, if you connect with them as real human beings. They are not just customers. You are not just the you're not selling something. You are trying to fix someone's problem, as well as treating the person, as well as, because I have seen this, and this is very personal. I have seen this a lot. Patient would tell you, and you would see, sometimes you would see other doctors not treating the patient well, and then you realize, okay, now I at least know what kind of doctor I do not have to become. Because when you see someone sometimes, and there is, people neglect the human part of medicine sometimes, and you would see some doctors talking to patients like they're just customers, giving them medication and that's all. No, you have to tell the patient when to take it, why are they taking it, when to stop taking the medication, and how would it help them. What if they don't take the medication? What other options do they have? So sometimes a patient, but someone just might not want to be on 10 different medications. They would rather want to reach a healthy level of physique and mental capacity with their own efforts, and with exercise, with diet, with meditation, or whatever. So it's not always okay, give the patient aspirin and that's all, no heart failure, no cardiac, no heart attack in the next 10 years. So it's not that. So again, I think medicine has a lot of human aspect to it. Is it can be very raw and very real at times. Patient would ask you questions like, and I think what helps is when you consider the patient as your family member, considering that patient as your mom, as your dad, as your brother, as your sister. And I think once you do that, you want to help them, and then once they go out, they love you, they would remember you, and they are always going to remember you. And being intentional with the work, if you prescribe them a medication, if you get their labs done, tomorrow their results come in, just give them a call, give them a message, okay, this is your lab result and this is what you have to do and this is what I think would be helpful for you. That's all. It takes 5 minutes of your life, but it changes everything for them. So I love medicine, and I think I'm in the right place. This is exactly what I wanted to do.
Yeah, back in the day, you were in the library studying, and now transitioning to the actual hospital life and seeing patients in reality. Uh, there has to be a difference because seeing patients in your laptop and then going out and then interacting with the patients in real life. I mean, there must be the cons and pros, and there must be things that you like, and there are things that you're like, what is this going on? I mean, it's something new for you. So I want to know about that. Tell us about few things that you recently came across that were different for you in good aspects and in bad aspects as well.
Yeah. So that's a brilliant question. And again, it's not a question bank that okay, patient has heart failure, coming to you, give furosemide, and it drains out the fluid and the patient is normal. No, no. 100 things go into this. Patient has pain and then you're giving a medication and then patient is like, oh, it doesn't help me, I've taken it doesn't help me, and then you have to convince them, okay, if I move to the other one, it's going to have side effects. I cannot put you on a higher dose right away, I cannot put you on this specific medication, and then you have to help them understand why you are doing a specific thing and what is your plan. And a patient, they sometimes would not just agree to whatever you do. You have to work around things, and sometimes the system is not just the best. You can sometimes you want to give them something and maybe the insurance would not cover it, or maybe whatever, or they cannot just pay for it, or maybe they cannot take it at the right time, or they cannot be compliant with the medication because they are very old or something like that, or they don't have someone to help them at home to take the medication or do that exercise or the therapy or physical therapy or the whatever. Then you have to refer them somewhere to physical therapy and a lot of stuff. So it's not just putting in the question, okay, patient has this musculoskeletal pain, refer to physical therapy, you got the score and that's all. No, it's 100 different things. You have to talk to the other end and also make sure that the patient actually gets there and gets treated and is actually helped in true sense. That's why I think medicine is very social, it's very raw, very real. What you're doing actually, sometimes you would be surprised that a patient comes to you after 3 months and tells you, yeah, I had stroke, my weakness has resolved, now I can walk perfectly, and now they're walking without a cane. And then you look at them and you're surprised, oh, this guy, he came 3 months ago, he was in bed, and now he's walking like he's a 20-year-old gentleman. So I think medicine changed a lot in me as a person as well. It 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 brings humility in you. It makes you humble when you go to the hospital and you see that 20-year-old person with a malignancy, or that 30-year-old with diabetic ketoacidosis, or that 40-year-old with colon cancer stage 4, and that's it for them. Then you realize, okay, anything can happen in life, anything can happen, you can get that disease like this and you're gone. So I think one thing that medicine taught me is a huge load of humility. It tells you, okay, you're not God, you're not some extraterrestrial person, or you're not like a superhuman. your kidneys are going to give up on you sometime, your lungs are going to give up on you sometime, and then you realize that okay, now every second, every moment is a gift, and then you maybe I think you start to live intentionally. I think so, and you start to actually try to help people because you know what place they are in. Imagine you going to bed right now and not being able to walk the next morning. How would you feel? And how would you want people to interact with you or help you? Or at least talk to you? And not really, hey, I think this medication would help you start walking in 1 year and that's it, I'm gone. Okay, just see you in 1 year now. You would want them to help you understand what's happening, why this is happening, and at least sit down with you and talk to you in an empathetic way. So I love medicine because I could have been working with machinery and maybe getting the same amount of money or the same lifestyle. But what I love about medicine is the work you're doing. If you really do it with an open heart and a generous heart, you enjoy it and you actually feel like you are making a difference. So, real medicine, hospital medicine is very, very, very different than what textbook medicine is.
Exactly. I get the point. Shifting from the medicine aspect, but back in the day when you were in KMC, we used to sit in the lawn and we used to have different discussions as well. I remember we were meant to have that conversation on the book, The Alchemist. I want to know if there's a specific book that you have read previously that has had an impact on your life or the way you think, or is there a general philosophy that we live by? Because we always come across different learnings and different experiences and different, lessons from books and people, and then we kind of adopt that mentality and philosophy into our lives. So, what is something that you have learned from a book or a philosophy that you have learned from someone, and that you live by? If you can share that with us.
Thank you very much. And I love that book. I have read it like multiple times. And every time I read it, it just it's different. It's like reading a whole new thing. And one thing that I learned from that is, like Asad asked in the question to like not always just focusing on the end goal. Life is 100 different things than just reaching there and doing that and getting that, the thing that you're actually working for, because it is very likely, if you really want something, the whole universe conspires to help you achieve it. And it's kind of like if you really strongly work for it, it is very likely in the next 5, 10 years, 3 years, you will get it. And what happens after you have gotten it? Is it like the end? Do you just stop there? You just sit there? Okay, I've achieved everything. No, I think no. And I think you really enjoy life if you spend every day intentionally. By that I mean, okay, I have a choice to just sit here the whole day. No one is going to ask me, okay, what are you doing? Are you wasting your time? You have to be God conscious. Just go out, walk outside. You might meet a friend and you go somewhere, and then it's a whole new adventure. And someone, so for us, what we would do is, my friend would be like, hey, I think we are off on Saturday, Sunday. Why don't we just, get a car and go to the north? And I'd be like, hell yeah, why not? And then 10 hours we're in the camp and we're cooking food in front of the mountains. So, and everything changes. And then the next 24 hours is like a whole new discovery. You can spend the same 24 hours in bed, and believe me, it's 3 movies and 24 hours gone, and you did nothing. Like, okay, you watched movie, maybe you learned something, you enjoyed it, but at the same time, it's like time dilates for you, and that 24 hours you do. And usually this is what I would do. If we left at 8 p.m. and then the next 8 p.m. we have camped, we have slept, we have driven, we drove, and we found some amazing sceneries, and we had photography, and we listened to music, and we did exercise, and we walked. And then 8 p.m. I would usually tell my friends, hey, do you realize it's just is just 24 hours, and and just see how much we did in the past 24 hours and how long it can be. And we don't realize that when we are at home, it just goes by like this. So ये बात थी कि हम बहुत इसको enjoy karte the, and every moment, this story when the shepherd is like going and he's traveling, and then he's like thinking about everything, and then he's actively being there, and then he's like contemplating, okay, how the world is changing around him, and how he's in a different place in a different country, and everything has changed. And then he just decides to work with that guy in the store, and then he just uh, the business goes up like this, just from a small idea that the guy gives to the old guy. And so it always starts from there, thinking outside the box, going out there, learning new things, and being open to new experiences. So this is how this book has helped me in general. But specifically, I think for me, it's always like, enjoy every day, spend your time intentionally. Don't just come back from work and then, oh, it's 6 p.m. already, and I'm so tired, there's nothing else I can do, and what the heck is this? I did not sign up for this life. This is not the life I imagined. You can have two people in the same room doing the same thing, same career, and one of them would be enjoying it, and the other one would be spending a miserable life. And it's totally up to you how how you take it and how you think about it. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Looking back at your journey, what is something that you used to think that was very important, but now you feel like it's not as important as you thought it was?
Sorry, I just had my friend coming in. Okay. 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 So you asked that.
I'm saying that we
Can
always have, I'm asking that we always give time and importance to certain things in our lives. And then later in life, we realize that these were not certain things that should have been this important to us.
yeah,
So
amazing question.
what are some of
Yeah,
the things that you used to give importance to? Now you feel like, what was that?
yeah. I would request you guys to take this with a pinch of salt, but a lot of the times, just don't take things too seriously. Even if it's your work, even if it's your studies, don't take it too seriously. If it's another exam, okay, you're always going to have exams, and it's a never-ending journey. Sit down, study 5 hours, get up, do whatever you want, take the weekend off, take a week off after 4, 5, 6 weeks of intense study, 3 days. I think 2 days, one day is enough to like do a, a lot of things. So if you spend that time really, if really intentionally. So this is one thing that I figured out actually helps. If you take things too seriously, and especially this happens to me, it's funny when I am like super intentional with it, like, okay, I am not going to mess this thing up, and I have to make sure I let's say, even if I have to attend a meeting, and I have to make sure my laptop is in the perfect condition, it's fully charged. It's something would just happen at the end, and like the Wi-Fi would not connect, or I don't know, something just happens. So if I take it not very lightly, but if, okay, I have laptop and I know I can join this meeting, I'll just take it at like 10 minutes before the deadline, and I'll just join the meeting. That's all. You don't have to make 2 plus 2 is 4 and then write in your notes, and then, yes, it's good to be good to follow a schedule. It's good to be organized in life. That's why I said, take it with a pinch of salt. Don't start doing things like randomly in life, and then being here one day and then there the next day, and in the library being in this corner, and then you're outside with the trees, and then you're gossiping with your friends. No, I don't mean it that way. What I want to say is, early on I thought, if you take things too seriously, if you're always organized, I have to do this chapter today, if I don't do it, it's the world would fall down around me. No, if you miss that goal, that's fine. At least you did 80% of what you wanted to do. That's perfect. Enjoy, celebrate, and then do the same thing again. So I would say if you take things a bit lightly, if you fail an exam, if you score lower than what you expected, that's fine. No one is going to judge you for it. Even if someone does, it should not matter to you, because at the end of the day, you know you are honest with your work. You know you are not harming anyone by being in the hospital, by being outside with the patients. That's fine. If you failed that EKG test and you're still able to treat the heart failure patients and empathizing with them and doing the right things for them, you've done it and you have achieved it and you've won the game. So again, don't take things too seriously. Life is, if you're going to start getting a hair fall and maybe start taking uh, uh, minoxidil for that. You don't want to do that. So just take things easy. And Azam might know this. I've been with him, and we are enjoying outside, and then we're also getting things done. So and then we're like talking about stuff, talking about life, and then you read books, and then you maybe whatever. For someone it's the gym, for someone it's going out with family, for someone it's watching the movie, taking a walk, or meditating, praying, whatever. So there are 100 different things in medicine than just study. So, yeah.
Yeah. And linking this whole concept to another thing, people generally in medicine, they stick to their academics a lot. And I mean, yes, obviously the content is extremely, extensive and you have to dedicate a lot of time to it. But I often get asked this question, and I've noticed this, that a lot of the students, they just focus on the academics a lot and they give major time to their academics. And they like the public speaking, networking, mentorship, and the general relationships in medicine and outside medicine. I It's like an extensive question, but what was and what is your approach to networking, mentorship, and relationships, be that the mm, professional or personal? So how do you kind of navigate this journey by linking people in your sphere and then connecting with them and knowing how to approach them, when to approach them, what to approach them for, right? And then your professional relationships as well, and then being out in the open air. I mean, how do you go about that? Because at some point you kind of realize that you have to kind of hold on to certain things and kind of let go of certain things as well. So how do you kind of find the right balance of approaching people and maintaining your relationships, be it professional, personal?
Yeah, thank you for asking this question. I think it's really important because uh, when we hear networking, for us it means okay, texting everyone in the world, and just yesterday I was talking with one of my juniors about this, और मैं इसके बारे में बात कर रहा था कि uh, the guy asked me if what is the right approach to to talk to people, to get people to help you. And a lot of the times the mistake we make it we and this is I, I think awesome, like being out, being outside and doing stuff, you would get messages like this, or like calls like this, or emails like whatever, people approaching you randomly and then asking you for a favor right away, or stuff like that. People do weird stuff. And I think for me, what has helped is being genuine, being intentional, and being real. What I mean by that is when you message someone, when you approach someone, or when you if it's like directly, if it's over a text or whatever, or a message or an email or whatever it is, be very genuine. They are human beings, they have their life and they have a heart, and they have emotions, and they are human beings. It's not, don't objectify everything, honestly. Don't put a score or a value on something. Someone, okay, you are testing someone, hey, my name is this, thank you very much for doing everything that you are doing, and you have been a huge inspiration for me, and I'm very grateful to be in medicine as well. Or maybe if it's outside, but whatever it is about, I'm just giving you an example. I would want to talk to you about my step one journey, and I have a plan, I've been working on that, and I'm almost there. I just need one quick advice about maybe managing my schedule. Do you have 5 minutes that you can take out from your schedule and please talk to me and just help me with that? I would be very grateful. Simple. 5 minute, five lines, 6 lines, you send it, and then they maybe respond after a month, and they're like, okay, yes, give me a call. Then you talk to them over a call, you connect with them, you ask them how their life is going, how their family life is going, how their training is going, or whatever it is. Don't ask personal questions. At least connect with them. Don't, okay, hey, I need help with step one. I did this. I did 10 questions. I'm failing my assessments. What do I do? No, they will help you. But if they feel like you're a genuine person, if they feel like you would actually take that advice positively, because no one wants to give, I don't want to talk to someone for 1 hour just for them to do repeat the same mistakes again, because whatever I told them, I just wasted 1 hour of my life. So people are usually very busy, and these days especially things are going so fast. The world is so fast paced right now. Taking out like 5 minutes from someone's schedule is like a huge deal now. And you might ask for 5 minutes, they would be willing to give you 60 minutes, 1 hour, 10 hours, whatever. And they might become your mentors in later in life and actually give you like hundreds of hours throughout your life then. So it starts with that first interaction. If you do it well, if you're very genuine, if they don't respond, you give them a kind reminder after a week, that's all. Maybe again after another week, and they can be busy, and somehow down the line they might actually respond to you, and you get a chance to talk to them. So, and then once they help you, don't just forget about them. Okay, you passed your step one, that's all, and then you're gone. No, you tell them, you let them know, hey, I'm really grateful, you have helped me. Even if they have done like, you know, maybe 0.001% help with your journey, just be grateful. And then they would be willing to help you more with your journey, with, you know, with other stuff, maybe with, you know, things outside of medicine generally, about, you know, about how to handle your work life, how to handle your family life, and your finances, or 100 different things. So I think even if you're at work, don't just take it like, okay, you have done your stuff, and then the other one is guy is struggling, and you just looking at them, and then you just leave and you don't do anything about it. No, you sit with them, you help them. And this is something I have gotten amazing results from, just by spending 2 minutes with the other person. Hey, I know you're struggling with this. Are you willing to allow me 2 minutes to just tell you how to work around this? And they're like, yes, please. And then you tell them, oh, you just navigate this and you click this, and or if it's like something computer or like academics, or you just tell, hey, you know, uh, I'm doing this. Do you want to be a part of it? And then they would help you with it, and then your work is easy, and they got something as well. So I think don't be very I would say self-centered. It's not just about you, it's about the whole system, it's about the whole team. If you're not a good player, a team player, no one likes you, no one wants to work with you. If you are a helpful person, if you're helping the other person, if you are someone who is efficient with their work and you get done with your work quickly, just one simple question, hey, I'm leaving, do you need help with this? They were like, oh no, I can do it. But they would love it. They would remember you as a person who is there when someone needs help. And it's that easy. And do it genuinely. If they ask, then you do sit there and you help them. Just 20 minutes. But it changes everything for them. So what I want to say is, don't be like, oh, I've done my stuff and now I have to go. Don't be very I don't know what to call it, but I an easy thing would be to mention it this way: be very flexible and adaptable. If someone messes up an interaction with you, just let it go. If it's a junior of yours, if it's a, you know, whatever, if it's a colleague, people make mistakes. Someone said something which is offensive, just let them know. Just realize it, you know, make them realize that they made a mistake, but just don't take it personally, because a lot can be going on in their life. Someone is struggling with them, It's not that, they're doctors as well. They have reached that place, they have earned it, and they have struggled enough. Don't let them suffer there. Just help them with, very small thing. It could be a very small thing. They sometimes people are some people are slow at picking things. If you had a lecture, you learned something and you wrote something down, you can share it with the other person, and that's all. You will get your share in life, and they would not take it away from you. By sharing knowledge, by helping others, you can only and only rise above, and you will never, the you will never, no one has ever become poor by giving, ever. No one has become poor by giving. If you, and your hand will always be the dominant hand. So it's not always money, it's not always time. It can be just a kind word. I'm sorry, I'm taking a lot of time, and I am willing to go above time, the limit as well, if you guys want to. But just want to solidify this thing. If you I always say this in every meeting or session, if you have to take one thing from this whole session, I know I spoke a lot of different things and maybe nothing is useful for you, but if you have to take one thing, it should be, don't be jealous, don't be self-centered. At the end of the day, the world has a huge space and huge resources. It can get everyone everything they want, and there would still be a hell lot of stuff left. You know, so just because the other guy got 2 points higher than you doesn't mean that okay, they've achieved everything in life and you are gone. No, you are. Don't compete with your colleague. Don't compete against the whole world. You're not competing with your roommate, with your colleague, with your classmate, or with your friend. If you take them as a competition, you're only making things difficult for yourself, because now you have to do everything on your own. Now you have to figure everything out on your own, because you don't have a second hand helping you. But if you share stuff with them, okay, let's do the, and sometimes, a lot of the times, you find people who are doing the same thing then, and then everything is easier, because now two people, five people, 10 people are working towards the same goal. Just like maybe research, you want to work on a paper and you have 10 people on it. Now it can get done in 10 days versus 1 year. Or maybe an exam, 10 people studying together, or maybe whatever, sharing resources, right? So again, don't take your roommate, your classmate, the other person as a competition. Involve them in stuff. If they're struggling with something, at least just ask them, okay, I know you're struggling with this, do you want my help with this? And I know I cannot do wonders for you, but I can at least be there and give you some time, because I have been here for 1 year, you have been here for 1 week, and I know that you are lagging, and it's natural, because I did not know everything when I began. So I am willing to share everything with you, whatever I've learned. Share the resources. I'm willing to give you 30 extra minutes, and that's all. So fostering relationships at workplace like this, and with seniors, with everyone else, with everyone whom you're not working with directly, just be genuine. If something happens in your life, if you got married, let them know. If you got a kid, let them know. If you got a degree, let them know. If you got a prize, let them know. It could be a prize in sports, nothing related to medicine, but just let them know, hey, I really wanted to share this achievement with you because you have been a huge part of my life and I've learned a lot from you. And then you just let them know, right? So, and then you make genuine relationships, not just networking, not just connections. Then people will go out of their way for you and actually get you something that you really want to, and they'll actually help you when you really need it, and not just like, hey, I've sent you my personal statement, you can learn from it and write on your own. They would be like,
Yeah,
oh, you can send it to me, I can read it for you, and I can help you with that, I can give you constructive feedback. Then they want to involve themselves in your life, because you are a genuine person, you are dependable, you're reliable, and you are grateful for the help that they're giving you, right? So I took a lot of time explaining this, but this is a very important thing that you have to inculcate within yourself, and just you know uh, do it so much that it becomes a habit, that it becomes a part of your nature, that you do it unintentionally then, right? Just letting people know, informing people, just being grateful for their help. regardless of what wherever you reach in life, the person who helped you right now at this moment with a very small thing, they have contributed to your life in a positive way, and they do deserve a share of your success. Don't send them money, they don't need your money. Don't send them your prize that you got, but at least one message, two lines are enough to win their hearts. And I think it's very easy, but it's overseen and no one does it, or very few people do it. And those who do, their relationships, they are so strong that you will hear from other people about them, and so positively, such a good overview of their personality. It reflects on you so well, your whole community. If you do it outside, abroad, your whole country, because you're representing a country, a community, a medical school, a specific thought, school of thought. And if you perform well there, if you make good reputation, everyone is going to like you, as well as every other person from your community or that same medical school or school of thought or whatever. Okay?
Yeah. Anyway, we are almost short of time. We have like 30 seconds left.
Sorry.
So we are short of time. I
Yeah.
really like the insight,
I'm
and we have questions. Shared.
हेलो قلت بي خبرني بقى ديري وكر انك دي جدي شيخ طمكو ما جي رقم كله هو بيا جون كول غاني I think I should just let it be like we want to wrap it up but मतलब what do you say I like almost we are done can like a share show session show and I think it would be just unnecessary to kind of wrap it up in that way. I'll just drop a text in the group. Yeah. Saida, thank you so much for the time. Perfect. It was lovely and you can just go with the friends. Inshallah, inshallah. Thank you so much and enjoy. I love you. 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 I love you.